Okay, this is a very quick video about this little all-in-one smart card reader. Okay, so let's see if you can see there, the all-in-one. It's just a general smart card reader. One thing I want to point out there is you can just see there it says access and it's got a small hole there. Okay, right, so the reason I'm making the video is that I had one of these various sized little cards and I wanted to put it in the smart card reader and I wanted it to read the card. Now then, for whatever reason, stupidity, incompetence, I don't know, brute force, whatever reason, it wasn't reading the card and I kept taking it in and out, and in the end I thought maybe it's not going in far enough, and I somehow inadvertently pushed the card into the card reader so I couldn't get the card back out. So I did it around for a few weeks trying to figure out what to do. Is there any way I can take it apart? And I looked at it and I examined it, and you can see here on this side, you can see this line here. So I suspected that possibly this part here was like a lid, and then if you put a pin into this access hole and press down, it sort of released a catch and would allow the lid to slide off backwards or something, you know, in that direction. Anyways, it turns out that isn't the case. I just decided earlier on this morning that because they're relatively cheap, I'm just going to break it open and get my card out anyway. But I thought, right, I don't mind if it does break, but I'll be as careful as I can so that I can figure out how it does come apart, and then I can explain it to other people who might be in the same predicament if they're as heavy-handed as I appear to have been. So I effectively started to pull it apart and I immediately saw a little gap in the casing. So using a very thin tip screwdriver, I worked my way all the way around, loosening it off until eventually it came into 3 separate parts. Let me just take this apart here now. Okay, so I don't know which way is up, so I don't know which is the lid and the bottom, but one part has got like these little male connectors, then they're a push fit. Then obviously you've got the circuit board. Now before you start handling the circuit board, make sure that you've discharged any static electricity. Make sure that the surface you're going to be working on or putting it down on doesn't have static. This is an anti-static mat, so I don't have that issue, so I can put that down. And then you've got the other half of the case, which has basically got female connectors, and that's basically it. So once I get taken it apart, I got the card out, and I just had a quick look as well to see exactly what was underneath the access hole, and when I looked, it was basically just this flat part of the circuit board. So there's no access, it's not a clip. I don't know what the hole is there for at all. It doesn't do anything, so that's a waste of time. So anyway, that's it in 3 parts, and then all you need to do is when you're putting it back together, obviously the circuit board will go one of 2 ways to fit over the fittings, but it will only go one way to fit the case. So on the side of the case there's a little cutout for the USB socket to fit into, and so you just match those up, place the circuit board over and locate them over those male lugs, and then making sure you've got this the right way around, locate those over the lugs, and then just work your way around and press it all firmly till everything's back in place, and there's your card reader complete again. Okay.